Hello, once again, seniors. Welcome back for week 14. We are going to be starting to delve a little deeper into what you need to do to fix your grades this week. I know college applications are due, some are due this week. Some are due a week or two in the future here. Hopefully you are getting those all wrapped up and done. We are in week 14. There are 18 weeks in the semester. So you go 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 will be finals week. There won't be a final for the class, as you know. So that gives you basically 4 weeks plus that last week to get your grades and all the assignments you need to get caught up so that you can get your grade for AVID. But again, as we've talked about in the past, college applications are number one. I definitely want you to set your future up for after high school. And so I understand if your grades have not been where they needed to be. I kind of look at the grades in AVID and I go, oh yeah, I kind of told them to put their grades to the side. So I think some of you put your AVID grades to the side. I totally understand. I get it. But we definitely want to get those back up before the end of the semester. So that's what we're working on this week. So let's jump in and show you what we got going on. All right, week 14. Reminder, there is no school on Wednesday. So Wednesday is Veterans Day. So Monday and Tuesday are going to look exactly the same. What's going to happen is Thursday is going to be 135, Friday is going to be 246, and no Friday schedule at all this week. So just 2 block days, Monday, Tuesday, and then 2 more block days, Thursday, Friday. So that means we're going to see each other on Monday as normal, and then a check-in meeting on Thursday. What do you have this week? Okay, so we're continuing with Cornell Notes. Hopefully you're getting back into the rhythm, scrape some of the dust and the rust off, and you're getting back into doing this. The tutor has been trained as of last week. She is jumping on it right now. She should be grading them this last weekend and earlier this week. So she should hopefully get us caught up with check number 1 and check number 2 this week. And then what you have that you need to get done this week is check number 3, or the notes and questions and summary from week 14. We've got 2 other assignments which are going to be related to what we do on Monday. So make sure you come to Monday's meeting and try to be on time. You're going to get participation for Monday. We're going to give this another shot. I found the settings where I can establish breakout rooms for Zoom. But come to the Google Meets meeting as normal. I will give you then the link to the Zoom. We'll all transfer over like we did last time. And then what are we going to do when we're in Zoom? Well, I'm going to try and get you in breakout sessions. I'm feeling pretty confident about that this time. And then what are you going to be talking about once I get you in your breakout sessions? So you're going to pick a class. So I'll get to this in a second. There's notes. That's participation. Here's what you're going to be doing. I want to try something new. And you guys are like, oh, great, Mr. Charlton's doing something new. Individual plan for success. So I have the file right here. If you want to download it and fill it out digitally, that's great. If you want to print it out and write on it, great. If you're going to do it on a separate piece of paper, I put pictures in here that you can copy the questions. What is this? So basically, you know how we do it with taggers, where we look at all your grades and say, all right, what are you going to do about these grades? Well, now we're going to specifically look at one class this week that you're picking and saying, I need to work on this a little bit. That's what you're going to talk about in your breakout sessions. So when you're in your breakout sessions, you should be talking about that class with hopefully other people who have the same class, and hopefully even better, the same teacher. And you can discuss anything that you're having related to this class, some plans, some ideas, some strategies of how to get your grade up in that class. And so you're picking a class that you struggle in. Now, I define struggle in 2 different ways. There are people who struggle with their grade because, you know, they're struggling to get stuff done, turned in. Maybe the scores on tests are not coming back right. So it's not that the class is hard, it's that your grade just isn't working right now. So I call that struggling with poor grades. Or there are people who are struggling because they're like, I'm lost in this class and I literally have no idea what the heck's going on. I don't get this stuff. I'm confused. So then you're struggling with understanding. So when you fill this out, you're picking one. So I pick a class. Let's say I pick, I don't know, discrete math. I've heard you guys say that one before. Discrete math. I put discrete math up here. And then I say, okay, am I struggling just because my grades are bad in discrete math? Or am I struggling because I don't understand what the heck we're doing in discrete math? And so you would pick one of those. Either it's a grade issue or it's an understanding issue. If it's a grade issue, then you're going to answer the questions in the box for poor grades. So that's on the front of the page. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. Those are the only 4 questions you answer if you're choosing poor grades. If you're choosing, I'm lost in this class and I don't get it, then choose the understanding. You would skip the first 4 questions. You don't answer these. You now answer the questions in the understanding box. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last part here is to make an action plan. These are not questions you haven't seen before. I think you're pretty familiar with them. It just guides you through the idea of like, hey, what's the root of the problem? You know, what specifically are you going to do to fix it? Especially with poor grades, you know, like it says, what is the cause of your grades being where they are? Is it you're procrastinating, you're forgetting about this class, you know, you can't meet the deadlines. What can you do to reverse the grades? Okay, reverse the grades means how can I go back and fix the stuff that we've already done? So if I'm missing assignments, how can I get those points back? If it's a bad test, how do I go fix that bad test? That's reversing previous grades. Then there's what solutions can you do? So what kind of things can you start doing right now so you don't have that stuff happen again? So, you know, I'm going to do my work when I'm, you know, 8 o'clock at night when I'm focused, or I'm going to do it the same day as I have class, or something to fix this problem so you don't get caught with missing assignments or bad grades on tests or whatever the case may be. And so you just list all your possible solutions. You know, I will study at 8 o'clock at night. I'll wake up an hour early. I will do the work while we're in class. I will take advantage of time on Saturdays. Whatever, just list them all. And then down here, you choose the one. You say, all right, that's the one I'm going to go with. That's the one I'm going to make happen starting now. And so you specifically explain that choice and why it's going to work. Okay, so that's if you've got a grade issue. So you answer those 4. If you have a grade issue, you stop right there. You don't have to answer the ones on the back. If you have an understanding issue, you skip this section and you start right here. So this is a class like I'm not understanding it. So what topics have you been working on in class over the last 2 to 3 weeks? So I want to know the stuff you've been talking about. Like if it's biology, like, all right, we've been talking about something called cellular respiration. We've been talking about something called photosynthesis. We've been talking something about with populations. So you would just list that. Photosynthesis, cellular respiration, populations, you know, immigration, like whatever it is you've been learning. Just throw out some basic stuff that you've been learning. Just a list. Doesn't need to be a complete sentence. Which information from the class are you struggling with and you're having a hard time with? So you listed everything, and now you say, this is the stuff I'm really listening. I don't understand the steps of photosynthesis and how you follow each step and where the molecules are going and why there's all these arrows all over the place. That would be what you would explain here. Specifically, what's the part you're like not getting? And don't just put like, I don't get photosynthesis. Like you need to give me more than that, because the more you can break down the problem, the more you can identify what kind of help you need. Who and what could help you understand this better? Okay, so who and what? So this could be people, could be a teacher, could be another student, could be like a parent. Okay, maybe those aren't available to you. Then what? Internet, textbook, websites, whatever you can come up with, app on your phone. I don't know. It depends, you know, but list the people that you think could help you with this. When do you think it's a good time for you to use this source or work with this person? Okay, so like say you say, you know, Mr. Charlton will be able to help me with my math. So I'm going to list Mr. Charlton right here. When's a good time to work with Mr. Charlton? Oh, Fridays when we have those check-in meetings. That's a good time to work with Mr. Charlton. Or maybe I'll set up an appointment to be with Mr. Charlton. So you would list that. Make an appointment, Friday check-in meetings, meet with Mr. Charlton. And then down here, now you create a step-by-step action plan. So like, for instance, you say, I'm going to send step 1, I'm going to send a Jupyter message to Mr. Charlton asking for help in my math class. Step 2, set up an appointment with Mr. Charlton. Step 3, bring my materials to the time I'm supposed to meet with Mr. Charlton so he can go over problems with me in math. Step 4, pay attention, you know, answer some problems or fill out a worksheet so I can get some work done or something. So I need detailed step-by-step of what you're going to do about this situation. Again, this is if you're struggling with the understanding of the class. Okay, so you would fill this out. This is if you're struggling with just your grade is not doing well. Right? You get the stuff, you just need to do it. That's this area here. Okay? And so what we're going to do is on the meeting on Monday, we're going to get into groups. You're going to choose which class you want. I'm going to go over this with you. And you choose math, and I'm going to try and put you in with other people that have the same math class as you. You choose English, you choose AVID, college, and one of the choices will be college applications. So if there's a group of you that are like, oh man, I really would like to talk to people about college applications, we're going to make that a subject that you can talk about. So poor grades for college applications, obviously you don't get grades for college applications, but maybe that's filling it out. You know, you're struggling with filling out the college applications. And so then you would go through that step, that process right there. Okay. All right, so basically 3 things. You're gonna turn in this individual plan for success based on the discussions that you have on Monday. You're going to participate on Monday, so that's easy points right there. And then you are going to do your notes for the week, as always. All right, that is the week right there. And I will see all of you on Monday, 11 o'clock. Have a good one.